the key to getting involved with anything as far as like a brand ambassador role for a specific country is going to be networking first and foremost. You have to meet the people that are involved with these regions, meet the people that are involved with these wines. You have to show people that you are somebody that can communicate well. Social media, of course, is a wonderful avenue to do that. I mean, when you put stuff out on Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook, I mean, you're showing people your knowledge from your own approach.
Hey guys, this is Sid Patel, CEO of Beverage Trade Network and Sommeliers Choice Awards. We are live here at San Francisco. I'm here with Tiffany. Tiffany is one of the finest sommeliers in America, and we're going to talk about, wearing different hats, especially if you have a full-time sommelier job and what other things, you can do. One of them is a role of a brand ambassador. So Tiffany, thanks for joining me here.
Good to see you again, as always.
Great. You've been judging at our competitions, and I've been following you. I'm seeing you doing a lot of hustle out there on net. You're trying to help other companies as well, especially with the role of a brand ambassador. Or let's start with what other things a full-time sommelier can do. What ideas do you have for them?
Absolutely. So I've always worked on the floor, so restaurants are definitely where my niche is. But I've recently started doing stuff independently on my own as Tiffany's Toast. Sommeliers have the ability to do things in many different capacities, not just in restaurants. Recently, I was able to get the opportunity to go to Italy and study in Alto Adige. So I got slated by the Italian government to be a brand ambassador for that region and kind of help educate other sommeliers about the grapes there and about the stylistic wines that are so different from northern Italy than the rest of the country, because people don't necessarily know the variations. And so I found that that's a very cool aspect that sommeliers can do on the side, outside of their restaurants, is by adapting to a region that they are interested in and get exposure to, and being able to help educate other sommeliers on how to sell those wines, how to analyze those wines, or even just like to teach them about those wines. Because a lot of the stuff that I've learned by these brand ambassador positions that I've taken are things that I never knew about, and I was a sommelier. During COVID, I was lucky enough to be able to go study in Israel. So I've done an ambassadorship for the wines of Israel through Texas and the central United States. And that has been super eye-opening as well. Nice. Because when you have conversations with people about Israeli wine, people have no idea what to expect. And there is a plethora of amazing things going on out there. So I find that the ambassador stuff not only further educates me, but it also helps me to help my fellow sommeliers, which makes all of us as a whole better.
So I want to ask you about, setting up for these gigs, right? I believe that you need to have sort of a minimum social presence, a bit of experience, because people are not just going to give gigs, right? Like Absolutely. You have to be at certain level or influencing in certain level. What kind of things that you would advise them to be at least like try to start building up?
Absolutely. So, I mean, the key to getting involved with anything as far as like a brand ambassador role for a specific country is going to be networking first and foremost. You have to meet the people that are involved with these regions, meet the people that are involved with these wines. You have to show people that you are somebody that can communicate well. Social media, of course, is a wonderful avenue to do that. I mean, when you put stuff out on Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook, I mean, you're showing people your knowledge from your own approach. So you actually have an ability to approach social media as giving your spin on whatever it is that you're analyzing, whether that be Italian wines or Israeli wines or service on the floor of a restaurant. Anything that you approach on social media can put yourself out there as far as being knowledgeable on the subject. To get the ambassador gig for the Alto Adige, I had to submit videos of me mock teaching about the region, about nice. Me communicating, like I would present this to other sommeliers.
So there was a proper interview process for
Absolutely, that. And it was all over the United States. They picked 3 people, one in California, one in New York, and one in Texas. So like the 3 divisions of the United States.
So they asked you about how would you storytell? Like what were the questions?
I mean, basically just how would you be able to approach teaching other people about this while keeping it interesting, or having a good conversation, or being able to even keep people interested in what you're saying. So, I mean, to have the ability to communicate is, I mean, you got to have it. So,
Yeah, true.
So to put yourself out there and try and get on social media or any of the other avenues by showing that you can have a presence is definitely the key factor in getting involved with stuff like that.
So are these kind of things, the delivery of this gigs, is it based on, okay, you do 5 things or you do 20 things, or is it based on the output? Are they looking for, have my sales increased by 2%?
Absolutely not. So that is one of the cool parts about the ambassadorship, as opposed to like being paid to go sell wine somewhere. I wasn't selected for the position to boost the sales in my restaurant or to go make everybody in this region buy 15 cases of this wine from Alto Adige. My purpose is solely to help just spread the word so that other sommeliers can, on their own, see the approachability of this region and how far you can go with it. And so I'm like, my requirements as far as moving forward is throughout the next year, I'll hold some in-person tastings with fellow sommeliers, educate them about the region, show them the amazing wines that are coming out of there. Cause I mean, tasting is learning and tasting is believing. And then I'll do some peer-to-peer Zoom calls to where I'll be able to actually send wine to different sommeliers in different parts of the United States and kind of get the word out on my own that way as well.
Understood.
And so the position doesn't encompass just trying to crank out wine sales.
Yeah.
It's literally to educate other sommeliers that are in the same position or in different restaurants in different areas about how cool the region is. And
Got
so it's a fun side hustle.
What about biz dev? You know, if you're seriously, let's say if today Tiffany decides, all right, let me grow this side business, right? So you have this one client, you want another 3 or 4. How would you go about biz dev in this?
I mean, networking is key to everything. In the wine world, I mean, networking.
So you would keep networking and you would expect an inbound inquiry?
I mean, that's kind of where I've been thus far, because I've been blessed enough to be able to be involved with a lot of competitions and a lot of conferences to where I have been able to network and get opportunities brought to me.
Today's one good example as well.
Absolutely. Right now I'm surrounded by some amazing sommeliers and everybody that's hosting. I mean, this is a wonderful networking opportunity as well as being exposed to wines that I'll actually carry in my wine program.
No, I mean, I was just saying, like, this is a true example. Like, we're actually going to talk to Tiffany about helping us in other ways, right? So that's what I was trying to say. Like, it's a great example that you being at different places, you know, different kind of businesses would have different needs, and they know how they can sort of work with you, right? So that way, I think it's for sure. But let's say, if given a case like you want to, call Wine Australia and say you're passionate about Australian wines, you have something that you can help them. How would you do that sort of things?
I mean, it's a whole lot of putting yourself out on the line. If you see something that you want and you want to chase it and you want to be involved with something, then you've kind of got to put yourself out there and put the fishing pole out into the water. I mean,
but do you think number of followers or how your engagement is on your social, or how your how you've positioned your resume? Like, if you've just been a job hopper every 6 months, 10 months, do people look at that when they're...
Absolutely. I mean, what you're putting out on social media is going to give somebody the first glimpse of how you're conducting yourself in your day-to-day life, how your job is going, what your desires are in the wine world. So, I mean, once you put it on social media, it's out there for everybody to see. So you have to be completely conscientious of what you're putting out there and what you want to be involved in. You don't want to just take any opportunity that's coming to you. You want to be able to do something that you're standing for and something that you believe in and you're passionate about. But I mean, putting yourself out there is the key to all of it.
Got it. One last one. People who are shy or maybe not outgoing, or maybe they don't want so much social media life out there. What other kind of gigs do you think they can do?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no worries.
So, I mean, the first thing is being able to be involved with other people. And so if you're too shy to be involved with other people, then I would say maybe you should stick with whatever niche you're used to. But I mean, if you do want to start getting out there and getting involved with other things, you've just got to kind of be able to put yourself out there.
But are there writing gigs and things of that nature going on? Or maybe you handling someone, or even your own business is social media, or just like a behind the scene? Are there gigs happening like that?
There are. So like it's a big movement now to do like wine pairing selections in people's homes. That is a
nice.
giant market now. People are wanting you to come in and do private dinner parties. And a lot of the time it's people that are not even necessarily wine people. They just kind of want to show off to all their friends. So they hire a sommelier to come in and be like, this is the wine and this goes with this and this goes with this. And so as far as somebody that doesn't necessarily want to be out on social media posting every 10 minutes, look at this wine I'm drinking, you can definitely do the side route of doing professional gigs in people's homes, which is, for somebody that's shy, it's a little bit more of a comfort zone because you're not doing anything outside of the box other than what you're already doing in a restaurant if you are a floor sommelier. So I mean, there's different levels to it.